the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
One of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Stoned Appetit. It's actually Thursday, not a new week, but it's a new episode, and we're coming to you from a new location, one that everyone is going to get to know real well. We're going to get all up inside their guts, like one of those porns we watch. But we'll talk more about the location after we talk with the crew. CB, you're to my right today. How you feeling, brother?
I mean, considering we've got Eve back today, I'm feeling great. And like always, I like to start really high because I know Eve is going to bring me back down to that.
Welcome to the club. Well, let's ask her. Welcome back from your sabbatical, Eve. How was your day off? How are you today?
It wasn't a day off, but I'm okay now.
Okay. Well, we're glad you're okay. She's okay now because she's back with us. Into the nest. Yeah. We gave you a really good ode, too. We even said a lot of nice things about you before the end of the episode.
I'm sure.
Well, anyways, we're down here at Waldenchanke on 41st and Jason, home to next week's Drink 'em Dry Beer Fest with our friends over at Beer Cart. And we wanted to teach everybody a little bit about how to say Swiss cider names, but also introduce y'all to the team behind Beer Cart who are putting on the festivities with us next week.
Are Swiss good at cider?
Chris, I have no clue, but I know they're not too shabby at soccer. So if they're good with their feet, they've got to be good with their hands. We know they're great in the coffee, chocolate, so they've got to be good at hiding ciders as well. We've got a doozy of an episode for y'all. First, we're going to dive into a little bit about our sponsors and our friends, and then we're going to dive into the Beer Cart party. But let's start it off. You want to do Ritual, or you want to do our friends over at RIKI?
RIKI.
Hell yeah, give it to us, Christopher.
Oh my gosh, the best, hardest hitting seltzer there is this summer. It's at 7%. You got RIKI seltzers, and it's Tilly Brewing combined with Breckenridge Distillery, and they're making a killer product. Tequila, vodka, they've even got a bourbon drink.
Oh, yes, they do.
But they've got tons of different flavors, like tequila, they've got grapefruit, they've got lime. With vodka, they've got like black cherry, lime, and they all taste great. They don't taste like any of that artificial bullshit. And they're made with solid, real spirits.
That it tickles our pickle. Like, we've said it on previous podcasts. If you like the high noons of the world, give the RIKIs a try. They not only pack a punch, they're made here locally. And I personally follow Chris's, recommendation of they just taste better. The aspartame flavor is not there. It's more alcohol forward. So you're getting that oomph, as I like to call it.
What is there, like 2 shots in the can? Or?
Chris, I'm glad you asked. It's 1.5 shots per can. A whole fifth is in a 12-pack. So you buy that 12-pack for a fun Saturday of football. You drink them. Maybe you share a couple with your friends. You'll be piss drunk. It's a wonderful testimonial straight from the horse's mouth himself, old broke Dick Wilson over here. It'll give you the liquid courage to surf like your Kelly Slater or that girl that lost her arm, Kelly Hamilton.
And if you happen to jam your finger, just knock back a few more and you wouldn't even feel it.
I don't know if they're going to allow this as an advertisement, but by God, that is a true testimonial. We fucking love them. Shout out to our friends over at RIKI Seltzers. Go to their website if you want to find out the closest location of where you can find them. And speaking of close locations, we would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to our friends over at Ritual Colorado. Ritual Colorado is a local head shop by Patrick and the fam, located at 2521 Sheridan Street, right there in the heart of Edgewater. If you're, we're talking brews today, it's right next to fucking Joyride. Kings of the Castle. You're overlooking Sloan's Lake. Make sure you've got the rig for it. No matter if you're a casual consumer or you fancy yourself a connoisseur, there is a rig for you. And don't worry, if you don't live in Denver, that's not a problem. Ritual's website website, RITUAL-CO.com. You can shop there and use promo code Stoned Appetit, and it gets you free shipping nationwide. So maybe you live in Georgia and you have to hide your smoke from your parents in the basement. Maybe you live in New York and all you have is that cheap glass you get from a bodega. Leave it to the professionals over at Ritual. That's 2521 Sheridan Boulevard. Woo! We did really good there, Chris.
I know. I think we're getting fun with them.
Yeah, we're having fun with it. I probably shouldn't mention Nazis at any point in the podcast, but let's call a spade a spade. I loved Kelly's Heroes. Let's introduce our guest for the day. We have Sir Kent. He's not English, but if I could, I'd knight him myself. He's one of the founders of Beer Cart, and I'll let him give us a little of the nitty-gritty about what Beer Cart is, but it's a small business that is putting you and the brewery in an intimate relationship. We're talking fornication fests. It's going to be a big-ass party, and I can't wait to learn more.
I was thinking like a shopping cart thing, but totally different.
That's the best part. We're going to learn more.
Yeah, I think if you search Beer Cart on the internet, you're going to probably come up with a couple shopping carts, but that's not what we do. So we're a marketplace for breweries to book private events. Think Airbnb for breweries, right? It's the best way. You jump on, you say, I want to look at breweries. I want to look at if they can host me. I want to look at the minimums. And that's Beer Cart. We'll show you everything you need to know about throwing a party at those breweries.
That's actually a pretty genius way. That elevator pitch is a lot better than what our elevator pitch is as well.
I feel like I got used to it at this point.
We actually like to start every episode a totally different fucking way, but since you're all professional
Sorry
and
about
you're wearing
that,
a suit, Chris, go ahead and put him in his place.
Kent. That's K-E-N-T, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Not C-U-N-T.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to say that word anymore because I got yelled at.
Anyways, moving forward, are you a transplant or a native?
I am a transplant.
Hey, where'd you come from?
I came from Boston, Massachusetts, so Northeast boy.
We like to call you massholes.
I am definitely a masshole. Yeah, I drive like a masshole, I act like a masshole, and I'll insult the Denver food like a masshole, too.
That's why we've got Eve. She is our Northeasterner. We love her. She's rough around the edges. It's those bitter colds that, it warms your heart a little bit, keeps you frigid.
Yeah.
What brought you west?
How'd you find your way?
I was living in New York City with my wife in a 400 square foot apartment, and nothing tests marriage more than New York City and 400 square foot apartment when you can't leave during the pandemic. So we wanted to come out here and have a good time in Denver. So found you. I'm about 3 years fresh. So, yeah, I came out and,
You don't even have a Subaru yet.
Dude, I've been looking for one. I used to drive a Subaru Baja, which is like one of those half
the
trucks.
truck cars?
Yeah. And I fucking love that thing. And it was a stick shift. I felt like the biggest badass, but, no longer. That's in the grave.
They should bring the Bajas back. Those are
They
The
really
Bajas are
should.
sick, yeah.
I'm guessing the hedge fund bros of New York City were not too keen on your dump truck sedan.
Yeah, we actually didn't even have a car in New York City, so we had to buy one before we came out
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that's the crazy part.
The
Took
Baja
train.
really was legit.
Yeah, the Baja was legit, yeah.
So let's see, 400 square foot apartment.
Yeah.
Would y'all have a full size bed?
We actually had a one bedroom. Our king size bed took out our entire bedroom. So like, usually I love to throw clothes on the ground. Couldn't do that in New York City, right? That was just, hey, you got one bed. That's about it. And a couch. And actually I put it in a bar because, we're big drinkers, I guess. Now we're here.
If
I don't even know.
King bed being stuck in 400 square feet apartment, you need to.
You're kind of fucked. Yeah, absolutely. So.
Okay, so you guys ventured out here, and then Beer Cart. When did that start?
Yeah.
How are you involved?
So Beer Cart took off probably about a year and a half ago. I called my buddy Jackson, who will be at the event we'll talk about at one point. And I said, how boring were fucking happy hours in New York City. Like, someone would roll around a beer cart, you would sit there in your corporate office, and you'd have to talk to the HR lady while you quietly sipped on a beer.
Eve?
And it was not Eve, surprisingly. But we ended up saying, hey, let's make happy hours more fun. Our original idea was actually bringing breweries to corporate offices saying, why don't you sample here? Why don't you show your shit? Have a good time. Turns out that broke like a ton of liquor laws, so we got rid of that idea. And we created this one, right? We want to have people in breweries, and we want to support local. Like, everything about Beer Cart is, hey, I grew up with my mother owning her own local business, little chocolate store, shout out Nor. But I love having a good time and, bringing people to breweries and kind of meeting the community. So that's what we're all about at Beer Cart.
Your mom sold shotguns, or is it shotgun
Oh, it's
style?
chocolate. I should have.
I think said a shot.
Shout out.
I was like a shotgun store.
Yeah.
What is that?
Swiss chocolate?
It was not Swiss chocolate. It was actually like Austrian chocolate. But no longer. She's a retired lady now. But you got to show a little love for the mom all times.
So you guys officially launched Beer Cart.
And we got it going. We got about 20 breweries on the platform, all in the Denver area. And the goal was just to say, hey, breweries want to host events, but I don't think people actually want to know that breweries want to host events. So let's make this aware, make the consumers aware. And we got in touch with Kip, and we basically said, hey, we've got a great idea. Like, are you willing to promote us a little? And he said, yeah. Like, let's see what it's all about.
So is this for kind of just regular old parties? Like if I said like, hey, I want to throw a birthday party at a brewery, do I go to Beer Cart?
Yeah, great question. It can be anything from a birthday party to an engagement party. We've had corporate happy hours. It's really all consumers across the board that are just looking to have a good time at brewery with a little private space. So it'll be marked semi-private, private, and then you can have a good time at that brewery. And it guarantees you a certain amount of drinks when you come in, get drink tickets, and then you're all good. You shouldn't have to pull out your credit card when you get inside.
So why can't I just go to the brewery and set this up? What do I mean to you?
Jesus fuck, Chris. We don't.
These are the good questions, right? Because you can't see. You'd probably call about 5 to 7 breweries, ask what their minimum is, ask what days a week they can host, ask if they actually want to host you and your douchebag friends, right? And they'll be like, no, probably not. But now this is really easy. They actually do want to host you, and you hop on. So.
See, I feel like what it's clutch is, we've oftentimes, we have a lot of breweries, especially the micro brew world. It kind of falls in line with this can of tourism. It's like the people are coming here for bachelor parties, whether they want to ski in the winter and then do, a sesh, or, those that want to, bar hop and use the pedal hoppers where we throw eggs at them. But they kind of alleviate, if you're coming in, it's like helping you facilitate the bachelor party for you. They'll do the heavy lifting. All you have to do is key in your information on the website, is how I understand it.
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
Like the middleman. Y'all work.
We're the middleman, yeah.
And then you let me know, like, Chris, your douchebag party, y'all are good to go.
Why do we have to be douchebags? Why can't we be like losers? Like, damn it. Yeah,
no,
douchebag friends, and he said it, so it's like
I didn't mean to call you guys douchebags, but it could be like, I don't know, a hot boy summer or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
but
we're not that. Yeah, we're not.
I don't want to say losers. Yeah,
I don't think that's it. My posture alone says that I'm the opposite of hot.
Can we address something real quick? That you guys have the biggest marketing opportunity to talk about RIKI, and then you can say RIKI makes me freaky, and you haven't said that once, and it was very disappointing in your pitch for a RIKI.
So we're going to edit that out?
Yeah.
Cut that, Ave, and then our new whole scheme will be RIKI makes you freaky. You trying to fuck tonight?
Yeah.
Make sure you have a couple seltzers beforehand.
Chipotle is located on a fucking college campus. Like, I'm surprised they're not yelling "RIKI makes me freaky" across the thing.
Well,
I don't know if I can say that.
We'll talk about RIKI in detail when we get Solomon and Alex on the pod, but we're stoked to work with them. Unfortunately, the Tivoli bar is brewery only, so they're only doing the delicious beers over there. But, the check cleared from Tivoli Brewery, so we'll fucking promote whatever they want us to. But I do know that you can get RIKI over at South Broadway Liquors. Shout out to Mark Rycroft. Friend of the program, color commentator for the Avalanche, and the event coordinator that does our dinners. So we love supporting all of our friends in the community, and we like to get freaky with them too. So we'll steal that for sure.
And so just so I know about Beer Cart and stuff, does it matter? Like, if I wanted to do something with, let's say, like 15 people, are we going to you guys for like big, small parties?
Yeah, so it's really anything 10 people and up is what we're kind of looking at. I mean, each brewery is going to post their minimum of what they have, but there are tons of breweries on the site that actually have $0 minimums, right? Shout out to Odell's. They actually have a $0 minimum for their Rhino location, which is very cool of them to do. They got a ton of space. They'll host you. Could be 15 people, could be 50 people, but it is really just across the board in terms of whatever you guys want to do, we'll make it happen.
And I'm not a beer guy, Chris, but I can say that the Odell, at least the Sloan's Lake one, that place is always fucking popping. It's always a vibe. I know that Kent obviously prowls college campuses when his wife is away, it sounds like. But if you try to check out the Odell Sloan's Lake, that's another location with A-plus talent, Kent.
Yeah.
If you're just going to stalk, random folks.
I just,
I just had to return sir for calling us douchebags. With that
mustache.
If you're not cruising,
Yeah. This is predatory practices, if I've ever seen them.
This mustache is definitely getting a lot of beer foam stashes from promoting beer cart all over the place. But it's not just breweries, and I do want to make that clear.
Oh, wait,
we have
it's not?
Colorado Sake Company on board.
We love those cats.
Yeah, they are
Is that
great.
Will in them?
Yes, and
Oh, man,
we're planning on adding distilleries too. So we'll see. There's maybe a couple Highlands distilleries that people are talking about that might jump on too. So we love a good distillery, and I know that Kip really only drinks tequila, so shout out to tequila,
and natural
I guess.
wine. But
and natural
fuck
wine.
yeah, if you need some help, I'll put you in contact with our friends over at, we love Salvage. We like our friends down at Blanchard. Our friends over there, Tyzock and the crew over in Cap Hill. So we'd be happy to help put you in contact because, some folks have gluten allergies, which is, one thing that makes Waldenchanke a great addition is I'm enjoying this nice frozen cider. It kind of tastes like a pina colada had a baby with a strawberry lemonade. It's delightful. It really helps break the heat. But so do tequila cocktails like RIKI and beyond. So we would love to help facilitate those conversations. My question is, if you switch, like let's say you bring on a bunch of distilleries or, local vineyards that have tasting rooms here and around the area, like Carboy, would we change it to like Party Cart? Or something like that instead of just beer cart once you expand the portfolio?
Unfortunately, you're not the first person to ask that question.
Was it Jackson?
It was Jackson fucking has asked that question.
Genius. He's a genius.
He's a marketing guy through and through, but I would love to potentially change it one day. But honestly, I don't know, we're kind of in love with beer cart. I haven't got the tattoo yet. But, it's probably, soon after this podcast that I'll grab a beer cart tattoo and move on. So we'll see what it is. Yeah,
well,
fuck it.
permanent.
Then I have to do that name. Yeah, for the rest of my life.
You'll be locked in.
Yeah, I'll be locked in.
Well, you could say beer cart. Beer cart can include other beverages.
If you're in a corporate world, you see a beer cart roll around all the time, you don't see a winery cart. That's not a thing, right?
What fucking corporate world are you in? I've literally never seen a beverage cart.
Okay, I've worked in tech and we had delivery beers brought to us and things. And then shout out to our friends over at Grasslands. They have a mezcal cart that is actually a big ass dolly with frames on it.
That's
and then
cool.
they have a lit Ricardo's the best in the PR world. If you're looking to, really polish your company's name in the public eye, we probably should hire them. They are the ones that will make it done.
Yeah, the tech world definitely has beer cart.
Yeah,
I don't know what your
he
where
works
you're
in
working.
museums. He doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
I hope that's a fact. I hope that's a fact. Yeah.
All right, so we've done pretty good getting kind of the nitty gritty and learning a little bit about beer cart. Let's talk a little bit about, you alluded to it earlier, but let's talk a little bit about that partnership and this party that we're throwing next week.
Yeah. I'm super excited for that. It's at Waldenchanke. We're all going to learn how to say this eventually, but the Swiss Germans are having a great time over here, and looks like there's going to be 2 to 3 food trucks, 10 plus breweries, just serving up samples. I think Kip's calling it Drink 'em Dry. But
I'm calling it Drink 'em Dry for a great reason.
Okay.
These tickets are unbelievably affordable because what we wanted was we wanted people to come out and enjoy camaraderie, taste some different breweries as, the end of summer is kind of coming to fruition. People will start bunkering up in specific sports bars for their teams, getting ready for football season and things of that nature. So I thought, why not get a bunch of rowdy folks together and just fucking polish off some glasses. I thought that was a great idea or a great, surname.
I mean, I fucking love it, right?
We're
why not?
Shit-faced.
I definitely will, unfortunately, although it's my event. I'll take an Uber home. I'm good with that. I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah, no matter how you enter any kind of brewery festival or whatever, no matter what you say beforehand, I'm just going to try a few beers. I'm not going to get that drunk. It always happens. You can't escape it.
No, I've never seen myself not end with a slice of pizza or a pita pocket or something on the side of the road. So give me some street meat. Let me, drink a couple.
That's a New York vibe.
Yeah, that's that New York vibe, right?
That's that Northeast street. I mean, the halal guys will not be there, but we will have locally sourced food, some really dank local chefs. I don't want to tip our hand because I think we're doing an announcement for social media as you're listening to this. You'll start seeing some of the reels and things. It's going to be a doozy, but I mean, food will not be included with the ticket, but what does come with the ticket is literally all you can drink for 4 hours. And it's going to be a little bit more of an intimate setting. You'll be able to talk not only with the beer pourers, you'll be able to learn a little bit more about, each individual breweries. We'll have food trucks on site, yard games and things of that nature. It's meant to just be a casual session on a Saturday afternoon where we can just get absolutely bombed. It's pretty much a casual Saturday for you and I, Chris.
Yeah, I'm getting bombed and having fun. And it's going to be hot as fuck probably, so what better way to cool down than with some cool suds.
That's exactly right. And best part about this is we're going to curate it beautifully with Waldenchanke has their indoor tap room, which is where we're posted up right now. So you can find a reprieve from the heat. We will have tents popped up. We'll have some fun little festive misters and things of that nature to break through some of that 90-degree heat. But at the same time, at this point, we should be conditioned to it. And if you're not, you better get used to it because shout out to Big Oil and Gas. It's only getting hotter. So, I mean, fucking get used to it. Like, they said that it's going to be a real wet winter and a real hot autumn. I was like, fuck, yeah. That's just the best thing I could ever hear. And summer's going long. Sweet. But one thing that makes the miserable heat a little bit better is quite literally 60 beers for $20. $20. That breaks down to like 30 cents a beer if my math is right. Is my math right, Eve?
No.
That's right.
Eve kind of quit on us because I asked her to I tried to call her and she didn't answer, and I yelled at her. So she's no longer participating in the pod.
He's yelled at me too before you'll get over it. So $20. Are we getting like a commemorative glass, or is it just? It's
a little Stone Appetit beer cart glass that we're going on. We threw the Stone Appetit branding on there. We had to. Listen, a couple fellow booze hounds over here. I think we're going to have a good time out there. I don't know if Chris is a booze hound, but I know Kip has been known to slurp down one or two.
Dude, Chris... That is true. And CB knows the lay of the land well, whether it be, ones along Colfax or when he's, doing mountainous adventures, he manages to clip at least one brewery every excursion. So we've got boots on the ground. It's going to be a doozy. But let's talk a little bit about how we should go about this. So it's going to be Saturday from 4 to 8. I'm going to recommend Ubering. I know Kent said it, in case you have a little too much fun, make sure you don't drive home. I would just say don't even bother bringing the car. We're located right here at 41st and Jason. We'll have food on site, but there will also be a litany of food around the area. So after the party, if you're craving a big burrito, Los Carboncitos, right down the street. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. And we've added in a little sprinkle, Chris. That's right. So while you won't be able to smoke pot on the grounds because it's not legal, we'll have some cannabis vendors here that will have gift cards for you. So if you come by, liquor stores will be present with booths, dispensaries will be here, and you'll be able to pick up cards that say things like 20% off on your next visit. So even after you get shit-faced, wake up with a moral hangover, oh, did I accidentally expose myself to an apartment building full of people? Maybe, but at least you can drown out those Sunday scaries with a couple of edibles, friends, courtesy of our friends over at Emerald Fields. Isn't that a pretty win-win?
That is. But one thing I want to get into, what's the attire for this shindig?
Ooh.
As you are, but...
Ooh, are you talking Nirvana vibes? Because I was thinking more like Island Oasis. Like, let's wear loose-fitting... I mean, y'all know it's the summer of linen. I don't know if I have the body for a tank.
I don't know. I look terrible.
Honestly, I thought you guys were going in a different direction. I thought you were going to give me a chance to tease you guys for both wearing pants on a 95-degree day. But now, we're talking about attire. Yeah, you guys are professionals, apparently.
I've literally been at work all day, Kent.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I've been trying to show off my thighs,
rug burns on my knees? You want to see what happens when I wear shorts to work?
I'm concerned that, that you have rug burns on your knees.
Well, you
we're playing
be.
knee
I'm
hockey
I'm bringing in more clients. Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry we didn't get to like go home and change into our, tech shorts.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you look like a snack. I'd eat you
I
up.
appreciate that.
But
it's the mustache and the shorts. That's what I do.
I know you kind of remind me of like that soccer coach that your parents didn't want you to ride home with, but if that was the last resort, they would take a ride. Does that check out?
Yeah,
Chris?
listen, I had Irish soccer coach growing up, and
Oh, no, was
dude
he
was a
Catholic?
good looking dude. Yeah, but he wasn't that Catholic. I want to be clear.
We've heard about. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we shout out to
Damn,
our
we're gonna
friends
hit
at-
Nazis and priests at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but we're also sponsored by BetterHelp. So if you need to talk to somebody, we've got you covered, Ken. No, we make a lot of, we try to belittle just about everybody, ourselves included. But I personally think that, you're fit right now, which is t-shirt, shorts, keep it casual is the play. I'm going to represent, I think linen is the go-to. It's breezy, Chris. And if you do it without underwear, you may get a little Lucas Glover sweat stains, but you also get to capture all the love that comes through with that breeze.
Those are bad.
Did y'all see?
Those are bad. Yeah,
I'm glad we're all PJ Tour guys.
Yeah, but
here.
I haven't seen like a dick sweat stain in a while, right? I've seen a swass, but not a dick one. That was crazy
What's
to me.
a swath?
A swass? Swamp ass. Come on, dude. If you don't know that,
I thought you were abbreviating because we were like, no more Nazi talk. And I thought you were
yeah. I can't do that.
I didn't know that I didn't know there was an abbreviation for swamp
swass?
ass.
Yeah.
But no, he was sporting the shit out of that last week.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends over at St. Jude and the FedEx Classic. That looked like a bear. But at the same time, it will be 90 plus degrees. And while the event is outside, we do have the reprieve from the heat with the indoor tap room being open. Shout out to Waldenchanke for not only having us for the event, but also letting us, post up inside, because oftentimes we're treated like someone that brings their dog into a bank where they're like, no, tie it up outside. Not today. Not today. Everyone's welcome in the tap room. I love it.
I didn't know dogs weren't allowed in banks, but I did not think you would be allowed in a bank, Kip. So
to be honest, not a lot of banks will let me in. Until you pay your overdraft fees, you have to stay outside.
So is this a big coming out party for Beer Cart?
I'm coming out.
Yeah, it's kind of a coming out party. We've never done something with the presence of. I've been calling you a Denver personality. I'm not really sure what other people call you. Right?
Morons.
Morons. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I would say it's a fairly big coming out party, and yeah, man, it's going to be a great time. So.
Well, I am excited about it. That's right. You can get tickets. There's links in our bio, both on our social media page as well as Beer Cart. But if you want to also make sure you're following Beer Cart, learn more about how you can buy out a brewery for your own festivities. Maybe you're just doing it for a birthday party, an engagement. Maybe your sister-in-law from Mississippi or Alabama is having a baby and we all drink when we're pregnant down yonder. You can rent them out through Beer Cart's website. It's a wonderful cause that helps put you and local breweries in the same room without having to do all the heavy lifting. Kent, thank you so much for joining us. You're not out of the woods yet. Before we go, we want to ask you a question that we ask all of our guests. It's called the Stolen Appetit Question of the Week, and it's presented by RIKI the Freaky Seltzers.
I love RIKI the Freaky. That's a great tagline.
Let's say you had a long night out. Maybe you were doing a little R&D for the for the brand. You caught a good buzz.
Yeah.
You Uber home and you didn't happen to grab any street meats on your way home. What's that one guilty pleasure late night snack you've always got available, whether it be in the pantry, the refrigerator, or the freezer?
Okay, I like this a lot. I'm going to go 3-part here, which is not what you probably expected. I'm going Cheez-It extra toasty. I love a Cheez-It that's extra toasty, and like that's not a plug at all. It's just an extra crispy Cheez-It.
Okay.
If I'm feeling like I got a little energy behind me, I'm making a ramen. I'm going brothless, and I'm going to make a little peanut sauce with it because I love cooking. If I'm thinking I'm going to get crazy, I'm going Annie's mac and cheese. I'm, dairy free.
Dedicating yourself.
I'm lactose intolerant. I'm going to shit myself in the morning. But we have 4 bathrooms in my house, so I get King's Throne downstairs. Wife doesn't know how bad that was. So.
How many bathrooms do you have in the 400 square foot?
That was one, and she knew. Yeah, that was not an Annie's mac and cheese situation. It was a grab a slice on the way home. I'm going to shit myself in that bathroom anyways, right? Maybe run down to the Dunkin' Donuts downstairs because,
Everybody
that's a bad
loves a
situation.
Dunkin'.
Everyone loves a Dunkin'. Yeah. Every shit runs on Dunkin'.
In some of your instances for late night lunches is you got to remember to turn off that.
That's the problem. It's
Really?
not.
That's what you guys are running into?
Have you
You're
ever
gonna burn down the
passed
house?
out with food in the oven?
Okay, I burned down one kitchen. I was 14 years old, right? Wow, this is, not what I expected. I was making, my mom is Turkish, and she makes these little bareks. They're like, they're fantastic. But you fry them on the thing. My mom's listening. I'm going to deny this every time. You put a bunch of hot oil, and then you deep fry them. I put the hot oil on the pan. I went and took a shit, forgot about the hot oil, burned down our kitchen when I was 14.
What's with you in the bowels?
Yo, it's moving down there for me. Yeah.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
That happens.
And SWAT.
Well, you know
It's
what?
not what I expected coming in on the Stone Ed Boutique podcast. I admit to all this, but here we are.
That we are kind of just like we're an open book, and it seems that we make everyone else be as well.
That's what you call
Don't forget, y'all, if you want to join us next weekend, Kent promises not to blow up the bathrooms of
Yes.
Waldenchanke. We've got a kick-ass
Multiple
lineup.
bathrooms.
You'll see we're doing vendor reveal this weekend, so you'll start seeing them as we unveil that and food trucks. Get excited. Next weekend's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm stoked to be working with y'all.
I'm excited, man. This is going to be a great time. Like,
It's going to be a party.
Listen, weirdly enough, when we first spoke, I talked to Kip and I was like, yo, man, I've seen you at a bunch of food events. I've seen you at Little Arthur's. I've seen you on Wonton. Like, you fucking know your shit. I eat a lot of great food. And so, I was just excited to meet you originally. And now, we're going to throw a party together. Who's not going to love that?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So grab y'all's tickets. Come join us. That's at the 26th Waldenchanke Cider and Coffee, 4100 Jason Street. The party's going to go from 4 to 8. Music, yard games, snacks, brews. $20 fucking dollars if you buy right now. Tickets will go to $30 on Monday. Eve, before we go, you have to give us a Eve fact of the day.
Oh.
I don't have any tattoos.
Okay. So would you
You don't
get
have
a
any
flash tattoo if there was a tattoo artist maybe at one of our pop-up events?
No.
Do you have an aversion to it? Are you Jewish?
No.
You
Sorry,
can't
wait,
get
are we allowed to
buried
ask
if
that?
you're Jewish with a tattoo, yeah.
Flash of the death proof.
No.
What if it just said, I hate Kip and Chris? Would you get that?
In an inconspicuous area.
No. Any reminders would be bad when I die.
What the fuck? If you had to get a tattoo, where on your body would you put it?
I don't know. My ribs, maybe?
Okay.
That's the most
So
painful part.
Oh, the ribs hurt.
Yeah, that's what people
As
tell
someone
me.
who was like, okay, I'm done with the one I have on my ribs, I was like, we're done here. That one's a bear. So we're doing group tattoos after we go see Barbie.
You
or
have
Oppenheimer.
a state tattoo kit.
Yeah, I have like a
Is
fair
that
amount.
Mississippi?
Yeah. Bravo, Kent. Oh, my God.
Massachusetts.
You put that really high up there. Why did you do that to any tattoo artist? But anyways,
He wanted
y'all
it.
come see Kent's tattoos on his upper thigh next weekend at Waldenchanke. That's August 26th. Beer Cart and Stone Appetit teaming up to throw down. Until next episode, don't forget to stay high, stay hungry.
Beer card it.
Drink cider.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.